Learning that happens outside the classroom can take many forms. When done in tandem with in-class learning, we know it is flipped, blended, or hybrid learning. If there is no physical classroom, we call it online, remote, or distance learning. Teaching fully or partially outside a traditional in-person classroom feels different. But with intentional instructional design, you can amplify creative opportunities and alleviate challenges students face. Adobe has been learning from the best practices of educators to understand the design principles that help them and their students be successful in different scenarios. We've distilled them down to the following principles. We've seen success with smaller, simpler steps and examples for students to build up small wins that build to complex skills and thinking. Timing looks different when students are learning asynchronously, so giving students the freedom to work at their own pace while keeping a commitment to hitting shared milestones respects their individual circumstances. Providing extra resources like links, supplementary materials, and tutorials supports students when they need immediate help. And online forums, video conferencing, and other interactive technologies keep students connected through activities like think, pair, share. Let's hear from educators who have adapted curricula to keep creativity at the forefront of distance learning.
Creativity and collaboration aren't restricted to four walls, so you can still continue those through distance learning. For example, you can use cloud tools to work on projects synchronously and asynchronously. You can also communicate via web tools through mobile devices as well.
When I think about how creativity can work with distance learning, I actually wonder, how could you do distance learning without being creative? Because we're constantly coming up with new and innovative approaches to using this new technology, which asks us to rethink what discussion, debate, or collaboration looks like in this new normal. Students have often more independent or unstructured time with distance learning, which can be really well suited to the kinds of creative projects or activities that really thrive with that level of flexibility, or which can be challenging in a traditional, tightly structured or whole class school day. But this also means giving students more resources. They often need more videos or multimedia so that they can do more independent learning of the content or the tools. With those more flexible times, students often need more or different modalities of feedback to ensure that they're reaching those goals through independent or more self-structured learning.
Creativity and collaboration can totally be taught in a virtual distance learning space. Why? Because that's what we do so much in the professional space outside of higher ed. Companies all across the globe are working with teams remotely all over, and having students work collaboratively and creatively on team assignments where they have to work in a virtual space and do project management and do different kinds of things and really connect with different file sharing opportunities and to bring those aspects of virtual work into distance learning will only benefit them in the long run.
Just remember, first and foremost, everyone's in the same boat. We're all learning together in this new norm of distance learning.
So I think it's totally possible to teach creativity and collaboration in distance learning. The two things that immediately jump out to me are thinking about multimodal classes, right? Classes that have the ability to be done in a variety of ways that offer students a whole bunch of different entry points. Another way that this can be done is to use collaborative tools, to ask students to work together online, to write, comment, annotate, revise, draft different pieces of writing. This can be done asynchronously, so it's really open-ended as far as how students collaborate with one another.
So my number one piece of advice for any educator out there that's worried or sees that distance learning is a daunting task is to connect with others, grow your personal learning network, professional learning network, whichever way you want to say it. Connect with others through social media. There's so much you can gain. You can share ideas, you can bounce ideas off one another, and there's so many resources out there that others are willing to share freely.